Hello student, today I am going to discuss spherical refracting surface. What is spherical refracting surface? The portion of a refracting medium whose curved surface forms the part of a sphere is called spherical refracting surface. The spherical refracting surfaces are of two types. Number one, convex spherical refracting surface, and number 2, concave spherical refracting surface. Now let us start convex spherical refracting surface. What is convex spherical refracting surface? The spherical refracting surface convex towards the rarer medium is called convex spherical refracting surface. Now you see the diagram. This is convex spherical refracting surface. This is the curved surface. This curved surface is towards the rarer medium. Okay. Then this surface is called convex spherical refracting surface. Convex spherical refracting surface. And another type of spherical refracting surface, number 2, concave spherical refracting surface. What is concave spherical refracting surface? The spherical refracting surface concave towards the rarer medium is called concave spherical refracting surface. Here again you see the diagram. So this surface, this is concave spherical refracting surface, and this surface is towards the rarer medium. Concave part is towards the rarer medium. So that is why it is called concave spherical refracting surface. Now I want to discuss some terms related to the spherical refracting surface. Say number 1, pole. What is pole? The central point of the spherical refracting surface is called its pole. P, you see the diagram. P is the central point or midpoint of the spherical refracting surface. So this is called pole. Number 2, center of curvature. Center of curvature, C. The center of the sphere of which the curved refracting surface forms a part is called its center of curvature. So see the center. So if you draw, it will complete one sphere. So center of this sphere, it is called center of curvature. Number 3, radius of curvature. Radius of curvature, R. It is the radius of the sphere of which the curved refracting surface forms a part. So PC, it is the distance, another way you can say the distance between pole and center curvature is called radius curvature, or this distance is the radius of this sphere. That is called radius of curvature. Number 4, principal axis. A line joining the pole and the center of curvature of the spherical refracting surface is called principal axis. You see the diagram. PC is the distance or this is the line joining the pole and the center of curvature. So this line is called principal axis. Number 5, aperture. xy is the aperture. It is the effective diameter of the refracting spherical surface and where the incident light exposed. So this is called aperture. So same way, if you see concave spherical surface, PC, this is the radius of curvature, P is the pole, C is the center of curvature, and here is a rarer medium, refractive index mu1, denser medium, refractive index mu2, here convex also, a rarer medium, refractive index mu1, denser medium, refractive index mu2. Now, new Cartesian sign convention, new Cartesian sign conventions. According to the sign conventions, number 1, all the distances are measured from the pole of the spherical refracting surface. So according to the sign convention, all distances are measured from pole. If you see the diagram, this is the pole, this is the pole. So all distances are measured from pole. Number 2, okay, number 1, all the distances are measured from the pole of the spherical refracting surface. Number 2, the distances measured in the direction of incident ray are taken as positive, and in the opposite direction of incident ray are taken as negative. The distances measured in the direction of incident ray are taken as positive, and an opposite direction are taken as negative. You see, first thing is the all distance measured from pole. If you measure along the direction of incident ray, it will be positive, and if you measure in the opposite direction of incident ray, it will be negative. Say, as for example, say observe ray of light coming from left to right. So from left side, from left of P will be negative, right of P will be positive. That is according to sign convention. And number 3, the length of the image and object above the principal axis are taken as positive, and below the principal axis are taken as negative. The length of the image and object above the principal axis are taken as positive, and those below the principal axis are taken as negative. You see the diagram, any length above the principal axis is positive, any length above the principal axis is positive and below the principal axis will be negative. So these are sign conventions. Now, to study spherical refracting surface, three more assumptions are there. Assumptions number 1, the aperture of the refracting surface is small. The aperture of the refracting surface is small. Number 1. Number 2, the object is a point object and lies on the principal axis. And number 3, the incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal to the spherical surface make small angles with the principal axis. So here incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal to the spherical surface make small angles with the principal axis. There are three assumptions. Number 1, aperture of the refracting surface small. Number 2, the object is a point object and lies on the principal axis. And number 3, the incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal to the spherical surface makes small angles with the principal axis. Thank you.